Hello everyone and welcome to the ScratchRunning Podcast, the official podcast of competitive browser gaming where our motto is, let's get this bread. As always, I'm your host Kieran, and with me on the mic are the squad. We have Scratch user AppFellLord.
Hello.
Yes, quite.
Hello.
And Clabs.
Ayo.
Hey, we're back.
This model was the hardest one to not talk over for me right now, because I always talk over your model, react to it in some way. But this one's really tough not to. I tried my hardest.
You tried. I thought I'd get a laugh.
No, I know. It's really good. I just didn't want to, because let's get this bread is our motto. It's like...
Yeah, that one actually is our motto.
Yeah.
We laughed in our hearts.
LGBT. Wait, no, LGTB.
LGTB. Let's get this bread.
Listen.
Anyways.
Slightly different.
We are back for episode 24 of the only podcast on Scratch.
Crazy, right? We've been
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
we have
especially
been
given one of our topics upcoming.
We have
the
hiatus
only other podcast on Scratch.
Right. Let's talk about that later.
Yeah.
Or now, I don't know. The BlockTalk is finally out.
BlockTalk. We actually gave that a favorite on ScratchRunning.
Yeah, because we've been waiting for so long.
And they get a segment. They get a segment 1 mention because they're extra epic.
It's true.
I never thought I'd care about the history of graphic design, but here I am, listening to BlockTalk.
Yeah, with the just like disclaimers. Well, first of all, before I forget, we have some
Big
cool
disclaimer,
emotes.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
We have some cool emotes. If you want to, during this podcast, post them. You just click on that snowman in the bottom right corner.
He's a
He's
cool
really
guy.
Nice. Just don't spam unless
His name is the Ed menu.
Yeah. If you spam too much, he might get angry at you. But
yeah,
that's just what Edward does. And if you want to react to something we say with an emote, do that.
That's our man, Edward.
For example, react right now with Wimmers, so we know
that's our Wimmers.
are listening to us. But no, I just wanted to say this at the start because we always remember this at the end, and it makes literally no sense.
It makes no difference because no one even reacts.
I'll be honest, the main function of the Ed menu to me is to spam the Ed menu and look at all of the funny, colorful sayings you guys have pre-programmed for him to say to me.
Yeah, we have written a lot.
We
have written a lot of Ed menu quotes.
Not
I'm holding back. I'm
I'm also like I don't want to spoil any. Just click through them. You're gonna like.
Yeah,
have a good
there are
time.
a lot of quotes.
It's been long enough. Everybody needs to know about the spam quotes now.
Yeah.
If you too have an idea for a good spam quote, don't leave them in the comments because
we won't add them. We will not add viewer submitted Ed menu spam quotes, will we, Nick?
Look at these kind hosts that really care about their community feedback. They really indulge in what you guys vote for and what you guys care about.
We just pick random comments we really found.
We just pick random really comments funny. That we find anywhere on Scratch.
Well, now you're encouraging them because now they're just gonna post the worst moves.
I encourage people to be funny. Yes.
You know, fair enough. You got me there. You got a point.
Yeah.
I listen. I've just had enough of funny comments. You get funny. You're
funny is in so many quotes.
A lot of quotes there.
I mean, you get a lot of comments.
You get a lot of comments on.
I do get a lot of comments.
Yeah. Speaking of comments, have you ever used the comments to write a story?
Well, certainly now, and in a way, I feel like it's like a Greek tragedy where I was like, well, if I make a whole project about comments, maybe I won't get bad comments. It'll be about
and then
curating.
You got bad comments from real funny guys.
You just spoiled the story, Kieran. That's like there's three arcs before we get to the climax. Yeah, I get some pretty goofy comments on there.
You got some goofy ones. But
it's fine, so you can just ignore them.
Yeah, I would argue that just reading through what we're talking about, by the way, is comment adventures on Clap's profile.
Yeah.
And I swear we did not plan these segments beforehand because that was a great segment. Earlier. Not segment, segue. I'm sorry.
Segue.
Yeah. That's all me.
That's a word. That's a word. But what Clabs did is like he made a project where you basically tell the story through your comments, and he picks out nice ones that he likes.
Picks out nice ones.
Writes the story with those. And I was surprised to like looking through that project, like the ideas people had, and
there's some really cool ones. Yeah, I actually like.
You're always
Like,
gonna
it's
have some
actually a
weird
good story
ones,
so far.
Listen, I was being a little goofy, a little hyperbolic.
Yeah.
I've actually probably gotten the best comments out of any of my projects on Comment Adventures.
anyone.
Yeah, I mean, Among Us be like is still just a little pit of cruelty, a little grimy mug of sadness. But I actually really like the plot ideas and the plot threads people like submit, and I'm definitely going to use a couple of them.
Scratches are surprisingly creative.
Yeah.
Claps, for how long do you think you will continue that?
Oh, probably for a while. I just need people to not have the expectation that I will update it every single day. Especially recently, because I've been like adding a lot more panels per update.
Yeah, because you had a really fast start, but now it seems like you're kind of settling into a rhythm of things, which is good.
Yeah, because I want to add like little fun programming things. Like in the latest update, Candlesmith and Skullabling do a little. Oh yeah,
that's a side.
I mean,
plot.
those actually. I'm adding side plots. I'm adding little dancing animations.
It's a good
I'm adding
project.
all sorts of little stuff.
Go watch it.
I don't want to spoil it, but I guess I'm gonna anyway. The part where he spins the wheel, and I waited way too long for the wheel to stop, and then I read Quite's comment that actually got picked, where he just says, "Just use your head to stop it."
Yes, that's good. Like I did sit there and watch the wheel spin for a bit.
Yeah, same.
That's fun to program.
I do encourage everybody then listening to this. Maybe Claps is still doing it. Maybe head over there.
If you're
watch
listening to this in like 3 to 4 years, still go check out the project. But yeah,
it might still be
it's just been going on my whole life.
Oh no.
Among Us is not gonna be a game by then anymore. It's gonna be like a multi-million-dollar franchise. And still like just leave a comment on there saying Claps sus.
Dude, I love those comments. Those are my favorite comments.
When the imposter is Claps.
Please understand the sarcasm there, viewer. I'm begging.
Don't worry. I hopefully my target audience knows they're not funny.
I think that's a self-awareness you can appreciate.
Yeah.
I want to say I actually really appreciate all the comments and feedback I've been getting on the project.
It's been good.
The question I had, Collabs, was, has this kind of thing been done before elsewhere on Scratch?
Oh, absolutely.
I certainly haven't seen like the kind of basically an interactive webcomic format on Scratch yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Part of this, and I thought you were going to say, has someone done this before? And I was about to go like, oh, absolutely. A part of the reason I wanted to do this is because I apparently there was like some on the forums, like in the long ages past of the crueler times. But like, it's a format that's like been lost. And I was like, I think it would be fun to bring it back. And already there's been spin-offs and people have been making their own versions. And I think that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Like, no remix of this project has just been a remix where they changed nothing. Like, all of the remixes are people trying their own spin on it. And I like that a lot.
That's nice.
This is like a super fresh idea. Or not, super fresh idea, but...
I feel like it's about time Scratch actually did have a fresh idea. So, shout out to Collabs for making it happen.
I would say I'm more of a recycler. I would say it's probably vintage. I'm just like picking out some vintage ideas. But yeah, it's good to bring it back after it's been gone for so long.
The 90s came back too, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if the 90s came back, anything can go back.
Oh, the 90s.
Talking about fresh Scratch ideas, there's one thing I was just wondering about, and it's, how we talked about the Scratch Labs, or Scratch Lab blocks
that
they showcased a bunch of months ago. I just want to know, like,
did they ever follow up on that? Did they ever say never mind, or did they say
the blocks
are pretty hype?
Papa Clabs wants his blocks. I don't see no blocks in my categories. I don't see new blocks.
Where are the blocks?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
So, Scratch Team, at least give us an update. I know Scratch Week happened, lots of cool stuff.
Cool stuff happened in Scratch Week,
but I don't know. What is Scratch Week?
Wait, guys.
What happens to Scratch Day?
Wait, they're in. Guys, the blocks are in. Go click choose an extension.
Oh,
No.
are they in? Oh,
No.
God.
No, you're kidding.
No, I
In
made
real
you
time.
think, dude. I'm just goofing. I'm just.
That would've been funny.
You.
That would have been funny, though.
You.
A special kind of cruelty, Plebs.
Debated.
I see the Scratch comments taught you something, Claps.
Yes,
Not
yes. I've grown, but not positively.
Debated.
This is character regression.
Oh, I wonder how many people just like got the Wimmer's face and went to their create a project just to see you Google.
And I just inflated the server size of Scratch for like half a second as hundreds of our viewers, our listeners, clicked the create button.
Okay, now it's funny.
Yeah.
Now it's funny because it's happening to the Scratch viewers.
Exactly. So I thank you, Claps, for
Very epic.
Being a bad
Train.
person.
Hey, misery loves company, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, I just want to know when, why,
Right.
Yeah.
how. What's
If.
up with that? If, right?
If at all.
Yeah.
It looked
Are they
sick.
coming? Are we getting more? I just why only these two?
It was a cool direction, and I'm a little worried they're not going that way anymore. Because they were asking for feedback, and these like blocks are really sick.
Yeah.
I just really hope they bring it back.
So this is just a bad segue to the next thing, but
Can't expect anything out of the
looking at because so other thing you guys noticed this more. I didn't actually notice this. I think it happened to us on Scratch Running, but Kieran, you fixed it.
Oh yeah.
Was thumbnails disappearing?
Oh yeah.
On certain
the thumbnail
projects,
just kinda
like
Yeah.
we're giving you the news
deleted.
flash that's like a month old, but it's fine.
There's a little plague spreading around, a little Scratch COVID.
Is it Scratch COVID?
Not really.
Getting the thumbnails.
You described it like a virus. What, like, is it
It's not
propagating
really-
like that, or
man.
does it seem
It's
just
It's
random?
not really infectious.
I've gotten-
It's just a glitch. It's just Scratch being broken again.
I do think
Thumbnails
there
disappear.
there is some sort of hereditary movement of the Scratch thumbnail virus, because every remix of Comment Adventures has it, or like most of them have it, and then Comment Adventures has it.
Do you think
SRCast
unless
animated.
you open the thing and like
You mentioned that some of the SRCast
Maybe.
animated entries have no thumbnails.
Yeah, some of the old projects. They're spreading it through the studios, dude. I don't know.
they're spreading through the studios. Can I see this right now? Hold on. I can see thumbnails.
Some of them, like 3 of them have scratch kids.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe it's targeted. Maybe it's
Do you think? Oh, you're infected, not them.
No,
Maybe.
yeah, I'm infected, and my
Dude.
sight, my vision is delirious.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to the Scratch Cat thumbnail rumor mill that
Oh, boy.
propagates as a result of this
Oh
conversation.
boy.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. These thumbnails are only for, a certain age group, and they think you're just too young, Claps.
I'm too young to be on Scratch, to be honest.
Honestly.
You're a little baby to them.
Baby.
Or you unlock those thumbnails with so and so many
Oh yeah,
followers.
that's
What it
DLC.
is.
Oh, yeah.
That's DLC.
That's DLC.
It's like the Scratch saga, and I'm Kaj, and I'm going to Scratch Junior because I'm too old to be on
What
this
it is.
site.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I listen. I love Scratch Saga. It's like cool that a lot of Scratchers came together to make that. But I will say I find it like a little funny that after such a message about moving
Yeah.
on, he has now come back to make a reboot series.
Right?
That's true.
Right?
That's
And
true.
I unfollowed Wazo right after the wait for the Scratch Saga Part 3. Because, what's he gonna do? Upload?
It's true, dude. I totally
The answer was
forgot.
yes.
This is a great thing to talk about. Wazo is back. Can't
Yeah.
believe it.
A little bit old news, but
This
And
also
Swifty 2's on it. Swifty 2 is on his project.
Yep.
He voice acted a character.
Yep.
It's awesome.
yo,
Did we bring Swifty back? Do you think?
Maybe a little bit.
Yay.
Maybe just
Not single-handedly.
Definitely not single.
No, absolutely not. But I'm glad he's here. Either way.
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
And I feel like this also proves that you never truly leave
You
Scratch.
can't leave. It's impossible.
I think Wazo would hate you if you told him that. If you
Well,
said to his face, you never leave
2019
Scratch.
Wazo TV,
I'm sorry.
maybe.
I'm sorry to say.
You know,
also
maybe
hate to hear that he's, he is back.
you're like, I'm back in the future. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think there's Scratch. You know, I think people get really what's the word? Self-conscious about Scratch. I think people feel like because I think a lot of
it's something.
people
Yeah.
get mad at you for using it. I think it's an outward to inward reaction. But I would like to say, you know, it's a hobby.
Absolutely.
It's just a fun little hobby that lets you code quickly. No one's out here thinking their career is gonna be like making Scratch.
I mean, I
games.
hope
They're
not.
just here to use
whoa.
it.
I hope not.
What are you talking
If you
about?
don't think...
So,
Clabs?
If you-
Clabs, you're telling me we're not making any money with this?
We're not?
we're not making any money off this.
Yeah.
What about Sierra Mist, man? What about the...
Sierra,
what about
guys, I need to give you the part 3 on the scoop here, okay?
Please
YouTube
do.
money, the Patreons. What
No,
What about
Sierra
the
Mist cut us
merch?
off. Sprite cut us off.
Oh, no.
I've actually been in the contacts with Mountain Dew.
Dew?
They've been a little more receptive. They've been a little more receptive with their grimy yellow soda stored in
I
a
don't know.
green bottle to make it appear appetizing.
I don't know about this, Claps.
Labs.
yeah,
Labs,
yeah.
I'm from the UK. We don't have Mountain Dew.
What do you have then, all right, man? Give me a soda. Give me a Ukrainian soda. Is that what you call yourself?
Ukrainian?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Ukrainian. It's like
I think
Ukrainian.
we might...
Do you have a?
We might have Mountain Dew, but we don't have Baja Blast. So...
What is Baja
Baja-
Blast?
Well, I'll be honest.
Baja
Baja
Blast.
Blast.
It's a
Well,
subsidiary.
Is this worth explaining?
It's a subsidiary of the Taco Bell branch, and I actually tried to get in on that train, but apparently they don't actually own the rights. So we're stuck with
Crazy.
yellow, gross,
Dew.
normal Mountain Dew game
Nuclear
review.
looking.
I mean, I've heard Absol Blog's Pokemon talk about Baja Blast, but I don't know if it's
Oh,
real.
that stuff's good.
It's,
That stuff's
it
good,
beats
though.
out Dew, right?
Oh yeah, by far.
Finally.
It's just blue Mountain Dew. It's so much better.
Blue is a nicer
Anyways.
color.
Hey,
Why?
green, not bad.
Green.
Hey, come on, look me in the eyes.
Green's
Sorry, I'm sorry.
alright. Green's alright.
It's okay. They're actually they're fake green. It's just yellow in a green
Yeah.
bottle.
Oh, wait
Yeah.
until you hear about Sprite.
Oh yeah. I mean the bottle is transparent. It's just
Some of them.
The bottle used to be
Really,
green.
depends on the Sprite. You get green bottles.
Some places it still is.
I know we're like talking about soda again, but you guys have the blue Fanta again.
Oh yeah, the mystery flavor.
We have all the Fanta.
You have all of the Fantas?
Did anyone ever figure out what the mystery flavor?
Oh,
is?
that's
like
yeah,
the
that's what I
marketing
meant.
strat.
Yeah, it's I don't know, dude. It's pasta.
I think it should.
Moving
I don't
on.
think
raspberry.
I don't think that's true.
Not
but we
again.
can move on. If
Quite out here getting flashbacks. It's like
So,
episode 15.
Codebreakers, right?
Yeah, okay. Let's talk actual Scratch comments. Thank you.
I'm
Karen.
gonna circle this back to soda though, because I kind of want to ask your guys' opinion on something.
Sure.
We could do code break now and soda later, so we can wrap this up. What do you guys?
No, wrap
prefer?
it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it
Ask
up.
me. Ask
All
me.
right. You know, have you ever had like a sweet marinara?
The
Like like a sweet tangy marinara sauce on your spaghetti.
Alright.
I have not had.
Wouldn't call it sweet, but go on.
Well, now you guys, that's an 0-3. That's 3 people voting no. I don't think
Please go on.
I don't think my proposition of sparkling marinara soda is gonna pass well with these
What is
judges.
wrong?
Claps? Claps, I just want to let you
No.
know that is cursed.
There
That
is
is cursed.
sugar. There is sugar to be found in spaghetti sauce.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
but
many
not
things.
carbon. What is it?
Claps, we
Yeah,
Carbonara.
Claps, we are on
Carbonara.
scratch.mit.edu, and the word I'm about to use is to be saved for the after show, okay?
Oh no. I mean, if you think about it, beer is just like spaghetti soda.
I hate that, but I hate that you're slightly right.
Right? And bread is just pasta.
I guess.
No.
So like Codebreakers, right?
Alright, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's move on. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Clap.
So,
It was a
Codebreakers
bit-
is kind of like Super Fighter Tournament, except it was made by Arcanus HD.
That is wrong. It's better. It put a lot of more work into it.
Yeah.
Wow, you're really self-centered, Nick. You're saying SST.
No, he. What are you talking
So the,
about?
the
Just tease me.
Codebreakers dev team collectively put a lot more work in than Nick Scratch Running.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, yeah, sure, but there.
Nick's just one guy.
You know what?
20, like,
How can
12.
Is there any way I can win this now?
Well, yeah, you have.
Yeah,
Not
because
easily.
if you argue, I'm gonna give you a hard time, and I'm gonna say you're self-centered,
Okay,
egotistical
first of all-
narcissist.
Nick,
Oh,
Edward is in Super Fights
boy.
tournament. I don't see him in Codebreakers. Get on it.
yeah. Why?
Okay, I will
that's the
say
only
that
thing.
is.
I
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
the utmost respect for Codebreakers and all
It
the
is a
stuff they
good
did. But
game.
where's Ed? Come
But
on.
come on.
There's
It's
no
a great
Edward.
game.
Come on.
It is a great game. There's so much
There's
in
so
there.
much.
Talk about It's okay. Let's explain again before we go on a tangent. I mean, everybody has played
You guys play
Codebreakers out there,
Codebreakers,
probably.
right? Come on.
Surprisingly,
But
no. They have
it's a
very little
smash-
views.
It's
It
a
has so little.
brawler. Oh, well, because it was NFE.
No, it's not
No.
FE. It was.
That you have to
No,
use.
it just doesn't
No.
load.
No, it gets
just-
so little views because you have to use Turbo Warp. Speaking of Turbo Warp,
Oh,
that
I
was it.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, it has 3,000 views.
Yeah.
No.
Done
So
700.
that's awful.
Yeah, it's real low.
I'm
It's-
sorry,
it-
AK. AK actually wanted to join this episode, and I would have loved.
that would
to
have been
give him,
cool
like,
because
some
then he
supporting
could have
words
talked
here.
about Codebreakers and how it's like good or whatever.
you know,
Kieran, it is good.
I'm
It's just-
goofing. I'm goofing.
Yeah,
I depth for it. I actually coded quite a bit.
Yeah.
you
I made
insulting
the,
claps too.
Yeah, come on. I made the grab engine, the stale engine,
What didn't you make?
and I didn't make the fighters. So you know, but I will say, out of all the things I did, I think the most crucial was probably just judging the entries.
Just so many. Did you? Okay, who here has seen the bar chart?
There's a graph. There is a graph.
There is a bar graph, and Clabs
Of-
is like what 80%.
I'm like 60. I did like 60% of the entries, and I did them all in like the last
I
week
see.
before they.
Yeah, Clabs.
Before the
Yeah,
contest
this
was
was
over.
this was the event that gave Clabs a reputation of judging contests.
To the point where I receive comments asking me to judge entries on other people's like community projects, and that's like, I think they come from a good place. I hold no ill will, and I would also like to say these aren't just like no names. Like, I have been contacted by 2 scratchers that have more followers than me to go judge entries on their content.
Yeah, but I've never.
No, wait,
never
hold
heard
on.
of the contest. Then what's the point?
Yeah, it's like, I would think I would be a lot more willing to like even consider that if I was on board in any other way of the project.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't scratch for money. I scratch because I just like want to do it, and I do it for myself.
there's no
and
way
I
to.
enjoy it. Yeah, there's no way to monetize this.
There's zero way.
I just found
but-
out.
I guess like nor for honor. Class,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I like you know, people put a little like clabs in the game. That's like already enough for me to be like, all right, I'll do it.
That's pretty
cool.
Nice.
My screensaver keeps popping up. It keeps thinking I'm
oh,
idle,
yeah.
but I'm just recording this podcast. Leave that in, by the way.
Well,
hate it when
just
that happens.
keep your mouse
Yeah.
moving, man.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it moving. Claps, can I ask you something? So
Certainly.
when I did like a little contest for Super Fighter tournament, I had like very funny entries, or funny to me, that were like, I had one in particular that quite, and Karen maybe remember, was TSUKASU.
Oh yes.
It was like a very edgy, you know, like anime, like a Sasuke type character,
Yeah.
like very ominous.
Say
Is
it.
ominous the word?
Say
Yeah,
it.
and kind of like
You say it.
He,
Edgy?
unknown.
he gives.
Yeah.
He gives a more.
He gives
he
them
gives
more of level
the
30,
highest
the
level.
highest level.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I just very like over the top.
yeah, it's like
characters
the
with
designed to be powerful, not to be balanced.
Yeah,
slash
it's like
fun.
it's like an Alistair S
Did
type
you?
beat.
Yeah. Did you get any of those? Like, I wanna hear some stories about funny
Oh,
ones.
okay, all right. But I'm
I'm
gonna
not
do
putting
this.
anyone on
Codebreakers is big. This could be a whole video.
Right.
But like, you could still go
I'd
into
like
it
to
now,
talk about
right?
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like sliding.
So I don't want, obviously, I don't want to put you on the blast, and I don't want to be like disrespectful. And I'm gonna preface this. It's like, of course, you're kids.
Yes,
Kids
fine.
want to like make their characters strong.
Yeah.
And so I'm only like bringing these up because yes, I just found them funny, and like
Yeah.
they're they're cool, and kids can be kids, and there's nothing cringe about it, but they definitely could not make it into the game. Yeah, there was certainly a couple of swordsmen whose descriptions were like, after he unleashes and unsheaths his blade from his ancient katana holster, he will slice and dice the opponent and kill them instantly.
Yeah.
Yes,
what we're
that's
looking
exactly
for.
what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Just stuff like that.
I'm also
Great.
going to say, technically, so when I judged entries and I programmed assists, I tried to make them pretty balanced, right? Mm-hmm. But in the end, these kids actually could have got in because AK personally programmed one of the entry winners to have a button you click and it just almost instantly kills the enemy.
I actually used chat against Clabs in a scratch running video. Speaking of scratch running.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like... maybe they could have been in, because I guess there was insta-kill assists. Anyway, speaking of scratch running.
No, it's a good segment.
Okay, segue landed, let's go. So, if you've been subscribed to Scratch Running, you may have noticed a lot more video uploads than usual. And that's because I've been doing daily uploads.
You've been going crazy.
I've been going crazy.
Yeah.
I've been playing Monster World. I've
Daily.
basically 100%ed the game.
There isn't even achievements or anything. Kieran made them up.
I made them
himself.
up. I just kind of pulled something from the Binding of Isaac, completion markers as every character. And I just kind of did each challenge as each character.
With everything.
And that's my post.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. Like sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, like the hardcore videos where you try the hardcore mode, which is unfair and not, just constant restarting because the first turn you do not survive.
I had to code an entire function to reset the run when I hold the R key,
which I loved. And now I'm gonna add that to the real game, to the full version because it's perfect. But yeah, there was also content with Karen and Claps that I enjoyed a lot, like just the synergy and Claps learning a little about Monster World and then playing scary games and stuff.
I'd like to think that was the hardest challenge, was playing with Claps and letting me pick the cards.
That was a pretty funny video.
I would like to see you conquer hardcore mode at some point, but that's
no.
I don't know which of us that was addressed to, but I'll take it.
Maybe someday.
Shoulder the burden.
While we were on pause, like the SRCast
I just
was on
decided
pause for
to
a few
take
months.
the content into my own hands and do some daily uploads.
And we've been on pause because I wasn't able to with exams and stuff, and I've also moved, which is really cool. To my own little
right
flat.
After my last lesson, I got out and said, I should schedule content. And so I immediately made the backlog.
Now we're here again, back with hopefully monthly
monthly content.
And maybe even more than that.
Yeah. Scratch Running is creating the only podcast on Scratch. That is the first thing you see when you go to patreon.com/scratchrunning.
Is it still factually true?
Maybe
not, but it is our catchphrase now.
Plus, it's also funny to call BlockTalk the only other podcast on Scratch.
I love that. That's good.
So yeah, after every episode of the Scratch Running Podcast, there's going to be an after show where we talk about something different, probably. It's just going to be bonus content.
But you can probably, we're never going to link any of this. You can just find us if you want to.
In the words of our good friend Soreg, if you have a search engine and a brain, you can get there.
And if you want to support us, that would be cool. If not, that is super cool.
That's fine too.
I mean, you're supporting us enough just by
watching
these.
Here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe I have been thinking about merch and stuff. I don't even know if anybody out there, I would probably be the only person on Earth
I would
to have a mug, a scratch running mug or anything.
I would have a mug. I would buy a mug.
Drink my coffee out of with some Edward faces on there.
That'd be hype.
Or I don't know, shirts, whatever. I'm thinking maybe that would be an idea at some point if this thing goes well, but that's only if people like it, and that is not why what I do this for in the end.
It's the Scratch Running Podcast. I'm just here to rant about browser games.
Right, but it is imagine the possibilities. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
The enamel pins that could be.
Enamel pins. What if we had a matching set of 4 enamel pins that were just they were just squares, and it's just they say Z X N N.
What a transition!
Before you make that transition, I just wanted to say at some point we're also gonna have those tattoos that you put on with water.
Oh yeah,
It's just gonna be an Edward face.
Tattoos of
Everybody remembers
Edward the Snowman. I'd wear it.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Kieran, you are burning our transitions up. We're like zooming.
The
We're zooming through the
segue
transitions.
landed again.
Yeah.
I mean, we like these episodes to be less than an hour, so
Absolutely. Let's
yeah.
talk about
I've been
ZXMN and
playing
some
a
other
lot
projects.
of Scratch games, but mostly ZXNM. It is a 4-key rhythm game, all in Scratch. It's all in Scratch.
As we all know, Karen loves
Yeah.
those. And
I love
can see
my
why.
rhythm games. Yeah, if you don't know what ZXNM is, it's kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, but
Yeah.
with buttons instead of like floor pads.
And
Yeah.
as soon as it's on Scratch, it's also like more, exciting
Yeah.
because somebody
Like,
actually made
it's
this.
You
And
guys
it's
talking
about
really
Friday
well made.
night? You guys talking about Friday Night Funkin'? What's going
We're
on?
not talking about Friday Night Fun.
It's
You guys
it's
talking
also
about
very
Friday
similar
Night
to that.
Okay, first of
Yeah,
all,
I've been impressed by just how polished it is.
Yeah.
like
You
especially
can
for a
take it from
Scratch
here, though,
game,
Kieran.
yeah, it gets even better once you go on Turbo Warp and you start playing it at 60 FPS turbo mode. There are a lot of remixes of the game that add either custom charts or style sheets. I made one.
Nice.
I made one that uses Turbo Warp's custom stage size. So I made it 640 by 360.
Right.
And I just kind of made the UI the way I wanted it to be. It's like in the base game, the score is like rotated like 150 degrees and you can barely see it. So I just
Yeah.
kind of made a 16:9 Scratch project, and I made it look
amazing.
like a game that I'm familiar with.
Can I just say again?
Turbo Warp, right?
I really wanna like mention how amazing Turbo Warp has become for everything. I have started like working on my game solely on not solely like only on offline Turbo Warp editor on the offline Turbo Warp editor, and it
Yeah.
is amazing. Like the features, the constant updates. This is everything Scratch was.
Yeah.
I hoped for Scratch 3. They're just doing it. Stuff I
Earl-
didn't even know was possible, like custom.
Right.
You know.
Earlier today, you were showing me you can right-click an if block and immediately turn it into an if else.
Yeah. And it like even if it is inside of like
That
some
saves us so
you
much
know,
time.
Yeah. It's amazing. All the
is
features,
how-
all the stuff they're doing, the cloud variables is just a huge shout out to Turbo Warp. It's like
This
the
is-
new yeah.
This is how we can be like old boomers on Scratch and still enjoy using it. Is
Absolutely.
through the community
Yeah,
making
it's
it a lot
it's
more accessible.
turbowarp.org.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would still be, willing to use Scratch if it wasn't for Turbo Warp or work on my game.
And it's news to me that you can actually edit there as well as view.
We're used to Phosphorus where you can't do that.
This does everything and more, like anything you can think of, probably. And if not, wait like a day and they'll update it and add it.
It's good. It's
Props
good.
to them.
Props
the
to them.
makers of Turbo Warp.
The many.
So when do you guys want to cut this out? But when do you guys want to reveal how we record to the Scratchers with our cloud software using motion detection on our lips and
Oh, yeah.
detecting
Oh
volume?
yeah. Well, claps we're not allowed to talk about that. You know that.
Wait.
We're not
Boy,
allowed
just
to-
cut it out.
We're not
Just
allowed,
remember to
we are
cut it out.
legally not allowed to say which McDonald's we record in. 'Cause then they'll find us.
It's true.
That's fair.
And then they will leave
Okay,
us,
I'll cut
they
it
will-
out. They won't
yeah,
know. It's fine.
They will leave us
Yeah.
terrible Scratch comments IRL.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Perfect.
Anyways,
So continue onwards. There is a project out there that has been updated for a bit recently, and it is another thing I hoped Scratch team would change, but no, they just did. So that's our motto, or Scratch community's motto. It's just
Yeah.
whatever Scratch doesn't do, we'll find a way. It's the project.json file size reducer. And for anybody wondering, again, we really love to talk about this topic, or I do, because it interests me a lot working on a big game.
yeah.
A Scratch project can only be a certain size, but that size is like split into two parts. You have the .json file, which stores scripts and lists and etc., and you have the assets, which is images, music, whatever else. And one of them, the JSON file, can only be 5 megabytes, like around 5 megabytes maximum. And the assets can basically be unlimited. And that like puts a damper on a lot
I
of
think
things.
there's a size limit on each individual asset, and then the JSON file is only one asset.
Yeah, but
So
like
that's
the
why-
maximum the maximum size for assets, I think Shalebridge found that out.
Yeah, like
was
assets in total is 318.
300 something.
Yeah, that's a lot of
318
gigabytes. You could have a very large Scratch project if you really wanted to.
And this project made by Vadik1, the project.json size reducer, basically is a tutorial on how to make your JSON file for your project smaller without, compromising on any of the actual contents of the project. So
it's good.
I'm gonna use that to its fullest extent.
Use it
to make Taranga as big as possible.
So you used it, right, Nick?
I used it, yeah, but I'm gonna. The problem is, I think, if you use it and then work on the project again, you're basically nullifying all the changes it made. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this project in TurboWarp where it doesn't set any limits to how big it can be. Obviously I'm gonna keep track that it doesn't get like way too big. But then after that, I'm gonna
use the compressor and see if it's below 5 megs.
Yeah.
And just like that, we can upload it straight to scratch.mit.
Exactly.
All right. Interesting.
Without compromising anything. It's gonna be amazing.
Sounds great.
I am very happy somebody made this.
We're just lucky that they're part of the Scratch community.
Yeah.
It's like if they'd left Scratch, they would probably be extremely powerful. But then the Scratch community would be so not.
So thank you, Vadik1. You have saved my game.
I'm gonna have to try that on Gumblegurt too.
Why is Wazo TV? Why is Wazo TV spent that much time saving Scratch when Vadik won? Right?
Just did it.
Yeah.
So, I love the thumbnail for the project too, where it's just like a compressor
it's just
pressing Scratch cat.
Yes.
Like squishing it together. It's just very
like a hydraulic press.
This is what you get for having a file size limit on Scratch.
It's all Scratch Cat's fault.
Yeah. Klaus, you were saying that Google Gert 2 will probably need something like that. Where's that at the moment?
Yeah.
So I should post an update. We made this enormous like Gumbledex storage system that with a lot of help from Arc, just basically creating indexing systems, and it's very impressive. A lot of work put into that. And now it's really funny. It's like my kryptonite right now is like this one stupid little addition that I need to add. It's just so infuriating to program because I'm gonna have to like try and haphazardly reuse old scripts, and I know it'll be really bad if I don't do that.
I know.
But those old scripts are really poorly made. Like they're really unoptimized. It's just a lot of repeating the same code over and over and over again. And so I'm just like a little worried about that. And so I've been on a break. I haven't added much in like a week or two. But right now most of the systems are done. Like the storage is done. The battles are done and they're amazing. Like it's like crazy. It's like a symphony of balance and gameplay and like
You've been
mind games.
playtesting it for a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
the
worth
online is great. Oh yeah, like the item interactions, like making an under-evolved Catskito with the Fruit of No, investing all into attack and HP to convert your attack into magic to make your passive heal you for like 400 every time you auto-attack. It's like, there's a lot of fun, crazy stuff you can do, and I think it's going to be great when it's out.
Nice.
Does sound great.
Should be nice.
I do also know what you mean, Claps. Like basically all the stuff I've been doing for Triangle up until this point is, working with old scripts and unoptimized scripts, as you've seen.
Which is the worst.
It's the
worst.
seen it
like,
too.
You're just picking apart this thing that you don't even like. Half of it I don't even know how it works anymore, and then you need to redo it, and I feel like I constantly like need to explain it to someone to actually know how it works or figure out how it works.
There is a light at the end of this tunnel, of course. Like these games are going to be out, and like so there's a feature I am going to add it, but it's not going to be as amazing as I was hoping. We're going to add online trading. Like you're going to be able to send a Goomble to someone and they'll send you a Goomble.
Now?
Yeah, and it's all part of this like really, really good online engine. And because that engine is so good, it's like actually pretty easy to add that feature.
I have a question, Collapse. What if one of the players that's trading doesn't back up their save file?
Well, people are going to save scum, but the thing about Scratch is that requires you to either have two people that'll do it, or like two people that'll save scum, or and we're going to disable it on Turbo Warp.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking,
and,
there has to be
peop-
there's gonna be a way to dupe Goombles.
Probably.
Oh, absolutely. And that, and I like, the more I find
But like, if
peace, and
someone
like, I'm
finds,
okay with that.
if someone finds a Goomble cloning glitch, then good for them.
No,
it's not
exactly.
a
It's a
bug.
scratch game.
It's
It's
a
a scratch
feature.
game. Here's the thing, like, I could stress out and try to encrypt this game and make it as hard as possible to cheat. But I think what's more important is I make it so if you do cheat, you don't actually have any sort of competitive edge.
That's good.
People will be able to cheat this game. People will be able to clone Goombles. People will make fake shinies without actually earning the shinies. But in the end of the day, I think they're learning so much by
Yeah.
going into the code and learning how to
Right.
create
It's,
Goombas.
it's educational. Also, if they see inside, they won't be able to use the cloud variables until they
Yeah, but then
refresh,
they
so
can
it's
just they could save their save
fine.
file.
Yeah, they
and
could
then-
just save and then refresh, and then boom, they're back online.
Yeah, and so
But
people are going to be
it's
able to do that,
fine.
and I'm fine with that. I am so okay with that I'm not going to let that stress me out.
Yeah, the Monster
That's
Melee
fair.
save code system is probably solved.
It is solved. I solved it the day it was released.
Yeah, someone really could just unlock Bounder for me, but that's not the way I want to unlock it, so I still haven't unlocked all of the
Well, I
monsters
can
in
do it
Monster
for
Melee.
you if you'd like. I can do that.
That'd be hype. That would be hype. But I mean, what else would be hype is if the save code stored my team.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Didn't
thinking of
build it every time.
I know
why
that's
not?
always a little.
It's kind of cool that it got an update though again, Monster Melee.
Oh yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
glad. Dude, Ren Haven's awesome. What a great guy.
Yeah.
All my homies
great
love Red
coding.
Heaven.
I will say, I wish he'd message us more. I wish he'd message us
Yeah.
more. He's a little silent little coyote.
Little guy.
Likewise.
He's working on stuff. But also,
Yes.
I'm just saying, he also said he was gonna leave Scratch with that, and that's it. Where are we now, Red Heaven, huh?
His little wise.
Hey, I almost unfollowed him. Again.
I'm kidding.
He has told me he's literally just on to wait and see when Goomblecurt is posted.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fair.
Rent Heaven left, but Monster Melee fan 6969 never did.
And I respect that.
That's good.
That guy, that one stranger, I've never seen him in the same room as Rent Heaven. That guy is a true Rent Heaven connoisseur.
We have talked about a lot of projects this episode, I feel like.
Wouldn't it be nice if we talked about the ScratchRunning Podcast Q&A box?
Sure. We have a few more minutes.
We have a few questions.
Let's see what people asked.
Yeah. So our
Let's
first,
do. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, our first question comes from Pygmy Puff Girl, who says, "What's something you really resent paying for?"
Does anybody have an immediate answer? Because I like this question.
Yeah, I didn't when I first read it, and now I just remembered, and it's not that interesting.
That's fine,
It was just like my bank. I accidentally overcharged because PayPal didn't take the money out right away, and so I had a negative bank balance, and they just forced me to pay like $30
Oh, that's
like
not
extra
fun.
on top of the money. Like I got the money back, but I also had to pay an extra $30.
I
And,
just-
when
I just have a
first
cash
got
card.
my bank account, it just kept happening.
What?
It's because Uber Eats, it kept in other just little payments and charges. I think I ended up paying $90 in those overdraft fees that I would immediately pay back. So it's not like they were losing any money.
I have a debit
weird.
card. I can't overdraw. My answer was just Adobe Premiere Pro.
I have a debit card too. It's when it overdraws, it just doesn't PayPal doesn't check to see if there's actually any money in it, so it'll just take the money. And the final straw was I got Uber Eats and I tipped, and it overcharged again, and I was like, I can't believe it because should have been enough money, and it gave me $60 of charges, and then I called them, and I'm like, I'm gonna
Lord.
pay back the money I owe you. I'm not gonna pay $60, and they're like, oh okay, yeah sure, and then it just went away. And I was like, that's all it took. I paid $90.
We wanted you to let us know that you didn't want all these random fees.
Yeah.
Maybe you wanted
And I
them.
had money in savings.
Yeah.
They could have just taken it out of savings.
Have you guys ever been super hyped by something that you then bought and was were disappointed by? Because I have one of those, which is I'm a big Radiohead fan. I like to listen to their music a lot. But so then how musicians do the thing where like, if something is like if an album is like 10 years or 20 years old or something, one of theirs
Oh, cool, anniversary edition, go buy it,
exactly,
gamers.
and I was like, I was super hyped for it. I don't know, it's also they don't even do the thing where they like clickbaity, hype it up, but I guess I was in a phase where I just really wanted it, and then I bought it, and then I remembered, wait, I don't have a record player, so now I just have that thing sitting. It looks cool.
It looks cool.
Good to say that, but the $100 or something I paid for it, not worth it.
No, thank you.
Was anybody else hyped like by something and then?
Yeah, I'm relatively protected from this question because I barely buy anything. But
Fair.
You just like me.
Yeah, this will be. I wonder if people will know what this is. Basically, any of the toys that came out when I was a kid, when the point was, wow, it can do basically anything, and that actually translates to like it can do this many things, and most of them are not very interesting. So
Equally
the biggest
bad.
one for that was the Robo Sapiens, which was this big robot thing that you got like a whole TV remote's worth of controls for. It was all like reach left, reach right, like raise arm, lower arm, and like that is very cool, but you realize it can't do much else besides that.
I thought this was gonna be my little robot friend.
Yeah, much unlike Scratch.
Like the way they advertised that thing, you'd assume it was gonna arrive and it was gonna be sentient.
It's just doing everything for you. He's gonna clean your house and stuff.
My little buddy, he's gonna fight the bullies when I go to school, when I bring my Robo Sapiens. And then little him has quiet little
work.
You can see a little sad potato boy as he sits under the Christmas tree.
A robot does my homework.
I feel like the most fun part about getting Christmas presents or something like that as a child is the hype, unless when you actually get it. Because I've had more than enough like cool things I got, and then you just like to build them up or play with them a little, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's cool, I guess.
True to some things. I've had some very good Christmases, but now that I
for sure.
Probably not like when I was too old to get Christmas presents, but I was still young enough to like get like the fun ones. I remember it's like the age like 11, 12, maybe like 14.
I got my PC set up on my 16th birthday, and I'm still using it.
This is fair.
I mean, that's
I was gonna say the most like efficient buys were like consoles, gaming consoles. Like I got a DS or something, and then
that lasts.
You would that lasts. Stuff like that. The Hot Wheels something like the snake roller coaster.
You can make your car like turn right once, and it's like, wow, it turned
super
right. Super
loud.
Cool. All right, see ya.
You need to change the batteries every hour. It's cool, dude.
Rolling out. Rate of road rage.
It's almost like my reverse answer to this question is like any video game I've gotten, I've never ever resented, even when I probably should, because it was like a very low quality video game.
Yeah. Like the THQ SpongeBob movie game.
Absolutely.
I remember that was like
We're not trash talking Battle for Bikini Bottom, are we?
no, I'm talking like
I'm not talking about the ones that were surprisingly okay. I mean the ones that they just weren't.
The movie game.
I felt like they all worked on the same engine. Like they all used the same engine, where it was like side-scrolling, hop around, collect like things that are not coins, but like that you're collecting.
I mean, I can kind of see what kind of games. It's like the Disney game on the GBA. I remember having Disney The Lion King for the Game Boy Advance. You just kind of it's side-scrolling. You pick up something that isn't coins. GG easy. We win these.
That was a long time on the one question. How much do we have still time for?
That was just, I guess
I'm not sure.
The poll we had, that's something to talk about. We asked the people, have you eliminated the Ender Dragon yet?
Half of you said that it was a lot of fun. So,
who are we to judge?
Yeah, I guess there is some market in eliminating the Ender Dragon. Eliminated. I'm never going to get over that.
No.
I'm never going to get over eliminated.
Just for anybody wondering, this was based on a comment on
This
a
was a-
Q&A we got earlier where we,
And then we just decided, let's pull the audience. Let's see if they've eliminated the Ender Dragon.
Yeah. So
That's a valid word, Kieran. Just because you're Ukrainian doesn't mean the American accent.
See if you've eliminated the Ender.
Have you ever tried to get the dragon?
how many of you have erased it from?
Have you deleted?
Yeah. Have you
If
backspaced?
It's American. This is
You
an American
backspaced.
accent. I agree with it.
Backspace. 22% said no. I just don't see a reason why I would want to. That's kind of like our stance, right? 18%. I don't even play Minecraft. What is your point?
That's a big percent. That's a solid percent.
18% not playing Minecraft. Dang.
That's a lot of not Minecraft players.
13% said yes, but it kind of felt disappointing. Fair.
Eliminated.
You know, that's not a small percent. 35% of people didn't really care. So I think, and then out of the people who didn't play, obviously.
I guess the 13% were like, oh yes, let's fight the Ender Dragon, and then it's like getting a bad gift for Christmas. They were like,
yeah.
it wasn't
We
really
just
always
either-
cracked up to me. The
you
juice
either
wasn't worth
die-
the squeeze.
You die a lot, and it's just like, okay, I gotta go run back, get my items really quick. Oh, I got killed again. Enderman or something.
Honestly, I stay and keep inventory, gang.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Think, fair enough.
Yep.
Not for me, but I understand. I used to do that a lot. But
Yeah, I do like
I think
the inventory.
it just reduces a little bit of the like fun and risk of life. It's like, you don't even eat food because you can just die and you'll keep everything.
I know, but like, what is there a worse feeling than like losing all your stuff in lava in the Nether?
Of course, but then it just makes you be like super cautious and like more. I guess it's different playstyle, and I don't think there's any like inherent problem.
I don't want to get like, stress. I don't. When I played Minecraft, I don't want to feel like
I think
stressed
for
all the time.
Not gonna
I don't
lie.
want to have that.
Not gonna lie. I think we actually are coming up to the hour mark.
Oh, yeah,
Actually, like if we make any more segments, we're not going to be able to put emotes on this project. So we better wrap it up real quick, gamers.
If not, some of
do
this
it.
is just gonna end up on the Patreon. Okay, let's say who
Yeah.
we are. and
Anyways,
then I say the thing and then you say the thing, Kieran.
yeah,
Me, I'm AppleLord. I make games. I'm
he
finally
makes
back.
games.
Now that I still got some exams to do, but I am back at working on trying again. Get ready for it. Quite.
Yeah.
It's quite or just quite. I make games, trust me. And there's actually other kind of stuff I do, but you probably won't see it here unless you ask
I'll
me for it.
believe it when I see it.
Well, then ask me for it. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Why? What do you know? Claps.
Claps.
Oh, hi, I'm
Claps.
Claps.
This
I'm
guy
a-
makes
I'm
games.
I'm Candlesmith. I'm a little fungus full of wax. And you've been watching ScratchRunning.
Podcast.
Nice.
This guy actually makes games. That's what he
Yeah.
does. Like actually does things. See one
Makes
person on this
multimedia.
podcast.
Wait, you guys do things? I'm just
Yes,
scratch
do.
running.
No, I don't. Just claps.
I'm gonna work on Common Adventures after the podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it'll probably be out by the time this is out.
And if you want to check out the stuff we've talked about this episode, look at the notes and credits, or on certain other places.
Yeah,
Things called the
the
description.
description, I guess you could call it. Special thanks
Maybe-
to our Patreons. I am staying silent. I am staying silent.
Thanks.
That was my joke.
Check out our Patreon. We've got some cool stuff, some extra content if you want to. If not, that's cool
Yeah,
too.
that's fine.
Enjoy the content here. But maybe
Enjoy the Scratch Running Podcast.
you can find us on Spotify if you want to. 'cause we're
You
done.
can do anything.
You can do anything.
This has been the Scratch Running Podcast. I've been Kieran, KTrav258 Travis. I do a lot of videos on Scratch Running. That's my gig. I'm the video editor. And the recording's now stopped.